Father, we bless your name for another opportunity we have to learn at your feet today. Father, accept our praise in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you, King of Glory, for the wisdom you have released of your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Last episode, we looked at the concept of rudiment of music. We started the concept of a rudiment of music, and we looked at the definition, we looked at what we call sound, and we laid emphasis on the fact that we needed pleasant sound for our music. We saw that we have the first 7 letters of the English alphabet as our notes. When we get to mid C, you know what we mean by this note. I will let you know the two types of the two ways of referring to notes in our future lesson. Not today, anyway. And the first 7 letters of the English alphabet are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not more. You can be recycling them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. You can continue recycling it like that. And we looked at what we call the stave. The stave consists of 5 lines and 4 spaces which run parallel across the book, just like this, not horizontally. It is just like this. We said that we have 2 tags. For us to be able to sing very well, we need 2 staves, one upon the other. We will place the stave one upon the other in the lesson of today. We didn't want to rush our first lesson. That's why we ended it where we ended it. But now we have to place this clay and allow you to see how it actually how it appears in real life. So we saw in the previous lesson the signs of treble clef and the signs of bass clef. And we identified the letters of each lines and the spaces, both of treble clef and of bass clef. And we gave the acronym, popular acronym. Acronym is just to assist you to remember it. It is not part of the music that you are studying, but it's just to what is E? E is every, G, good, ready, something like that. It's just for you to know what we are talking about. Or you can learn it by saying that E is on the first line of the treble stave. G is on the second line of the treble stave. B is on the third line of the treble stave. D is on the fourth line of the treble stave. And F on the fifth line of the treble stave. You can understand it that way too. Then F is in the first space. Get that English right. You cannot say it's on the space. No, it is in the first space of the treble stave. A is in the second space of the treble stave. C on the third space treble stave, and E on the fourth space on the treble stave. Well, when you look at the bass clef, we say that G is on the first line of the bass stave. B is on the second line of the bass stave. D is on the third line of the bass stave, and F is on the fourth line of the bass stave, while A is on the fifth line of the bass stave. When you look at the spaces, A is in the first space of the bass stave. C is in the second space of the bass stave. E in the third space of the bass stave, while G is in the first space of the bass stave. I think we have revised what we learned last lesson. Let me add something before we commence the new lesson of today. It is only logical for us to revise what we did previously, so that do we have anybody that didn't follow it very well the previous lesson with the new lesson, I believe that that person will get it right. Let me tell you something that will be striking you. Now, each of these lines and spaces are collectively called what we call degrees. Degrees. The lines and the spaces are collectively called the degrees. As it affects here, it affects there. Degrees. What am I saying? And then they collect that is, the 5 lines and 4 spaces, they are collectively called the degrees. In which case, you can say that we have 9 degrees in a state. In my regular class, I like to ask some questions that are commonsensical. But let's look at what we had as a table when we concluded the last lesson. Don't forget that this is 1 degree from this new lesson that we are taking now today. This 1 degree, 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 this 1 degree. So when you count all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's what we are saying. We have 9 degrees. We have it here, we have it there. But there is something fundamental here. Don't forget that this is a degree too. You will soon understand it when we go to the next lesson. In the course of this lesson, you will know why this is a degree. The space here is a degree. The space here is a degree. You will soon know when we place this thing on one another. I will do what we call legalize. Now, to answer this question, a brilliant student in my regular class will tell me that a degree, that is a step, consists of either 9 degrees or 11 degrees. Then the next thing is, why is he saying that or? It's not all the time that we mention the word or that we are saying that we are not sure. No, it's not that we are not sure. That is, we are saying that the variable can take either this one and either this one or this one. If in my regular class, I ask my student, how many degrees do we have in a standard state? When somebody can tell me that we have 9 degrees, I will give him. But I will not give him the whole math. Why? Because he has not considered the extreme degrees that we have here. I'm not saying that we must have realized that one at this level of our discussion, but after some time, you will understand it. So we now have, in the standard state, we can have 9 degrees, we can have 11 degrees. That is, if you consider the degrees on the extreme, the degrees on the extreme. When you consider the degrees on the extreme at the commencement and the extreme at the end, then you add 2. You add 2 to that's 9 plus 2. That will give you 11 degrees. But that's just an academic exercise. It does not affect your understanding of music. But I like the session that I will explain something to everybody until they understand. That's why I introduced that one. But it's not strictly necessary for you to know the degrees. But it is strictly necessary for you to know the names of all the lines and spaces. And I know that God will give us wisdom to understand all these concepts in Jesus' mighty name. Let's now look at, I mentioned something the other time that the 2 staves are placed on one another. I want to efface the board now. And I know that even if you miss anything, you can play back your tape and it gives you all these things. For us to understand what I said earlier on, that one stave will be placed on the other one, and it is usually the treble stave that will be on the on top. Then we have so there is a brace. This is what we call a brace. The beam that joins the treble stave and the bass stave together. You can now see that this on top, the treble stave on top, and the bass stave is below. Let me tell you something before I do the next exercise. When I believe that all of us have seen somebody playing the organ before, even though you have not played it yourself, whether it's a swamper or whatever thing. I know that at the end of this lesson, nobody will be referred to as swampers again. Because so, whether as swamper or organist, or what, some people like to call themselves keyboardists, well, I don't know, I don't believe in that anyway. So even if it is a keyboardist, according to what they call themselves, you will see that they use both hands to play. That one is fundamental. And that one will assist us in knowing which one is on top, which one or which hand is for the stave on top, and which hand is for the stave that is below. You will notice that they use right hand and left hand, even though you don't know what they are playing. So their right hand will play all the notes that we have on the treble stave. Their right hand will play all the notes that we have on the treble stave. And their left hand will play the notes we have on the bass stave. And on this treble stave, our right hand will play soprano and alto. Our right hand will play soprano and alto. Then our left hand will play tenor and bass. Don't worry whether they are actually playing soprano and alto or tenor and bass, because it demands an act on itself for us to be able to play accurately the soprano, alto, tenor, bass at the same time. I'm not saying that you should start, and you cannot even start doing it except you have been doing it before. But after some time, some weeks of training, then we have the organ that we use to give example of all these things. But you use your right hand to play the soprano and the alto, and you use your left hand to play the tenor and bass. Now, we did one exercise in the previous lesson, and that is we name the lines and spaces. Let's name it A, G, B, D, F. You are no longer a baby, and I will not write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, because we have known that one. And we have F, A, C, A. I'm not writing N, 1, 2, 3 again. So again, we have G, B, D, F, A. I will not rush this lesson so that you can understand it. Now, you will notice that when you find a note on a line, The next note on the line will have omitted a letter. The next note on another line will have omitted a letter. For example, what am I talking about? You say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, something like that. If E is on the line here, E is on the line here, another line, another letter, another line will be G. This will be space. And this is what we have here. This one is line. Our G is line. Let's assume this line. Then the next line will be B. The space in between is A is the space in between. So when you are numbering your lines, the lines must omit a particular letter when you follow your English alphabet sequentially. And that's the gist that I want you to know. So you don't need to memorize anything. Some people used to allege me that how can you say you don't memorize? I don't memorize. And I give glory to God. And ask me what I studied 20 years ago. Just let me think of what I studied. I will give you. And it is glory. I know it's the grace of God. But if you want to memorize, oh, so be it. All that I'm after is not whether you memorize or don't memorize. All I'm after here is for everybody to master this thing very, very well. I will know it in Jesus' mighty name. If you want to memorize, you can memorize. You cannot, if you don't want to memorize, don't memorize. But I'm not saying that you should memorize. Once you can follow this circle that I've created here, if A is on the line, then B will be in the space. If B is on the line, then C will be in the space. Let's look at this one too. G is on the line, then the next line, G is on the next line is B. You cannot see it. And that's how it goes like that, So the space is there, A, B, E, G. I want to do one exercise. That's why I'm explaining all this thing. Now, let us now read on. Let's read on. Let's start from treble stage and read all the letters, combining all the degrees, not only the line and the combine the degrees and read E, F, G. That's the end of the English of the music alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F. You see that they follow one another. Let's come down here again. G is the last letter of the music alphabet. Then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the end. Then it starts again from A. It starts again from A. But you will have noticed, my lawyer friend will say a lacuna. We have noticed something that is wrong here. You know, I was able to read through the degrees there. But it should have been possible for me to read through all my degrees from the base place to the bass step. It is not possible for me to do it except we come to what we call the some people will call it middle C. What? I don't know if the middle C or grade or grand step. If you like, you can call it a middle step. That what are we saying here? Except for the assistance of this middle C, you will not be able to read through from either the base step to treble step or treble step back to base step. And the other time I was explaining the concept of degrees, I said you have either 9 degrees or 11 degrees. You now begin to understand the concept gradually now. This is a degree. This is a degree. This is a degree. That's what I was trying to explain the other time. And as a result, go back to this circle I prepared the other time. If A is on the line, just like A is on this line, what will be the name of this space? The A is on the line. Of course, B will be in the space. And if C is on the line, then the next space will be D. This is D. Let us now see the miracle that has occurred here. When we have the great or grand staff, whatever name or whatever name, but middle C, well, you can call it middle C, okay, because it is C that connects the two. You cannot see that it is easy for me to read through from bass scale to treble scale. How do I do it? This G, that's the head. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F. Then the next will be G. I think you can get what we are talking about. As I round up for this lesson, so that I will not start from ledger lines. Next class, let me tell you what we call the ledger lines. Ledger lines are short lines. Ledger lines are short lines that can be created below or above the stave as exigency demands. We are saying that unlike regular line, 5 lines and 4 spaces, you create ledger lines only when necessary. Assuming we are reading a song, you are singing a song that transcends 1 octave. If an octave is maybe from C to C, B to B, D to D, that is a group of 8 notes. You can run it C, D, E, F, G, A, B. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That you now want to extend that stave by virtue of the tone of your song. You cannot do it until you have a ledger line created, either below or above. It depends on where you want to have it. Unlike the regular lines and spaces, those ones are long and they are permanently created. But when you're talking of ledger lines, they are only created when needed. For example, when you want to exceed 1 octave, an octave in music is a group of 8 notes, maybe from C to C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, something like that. That is in fact how the organ is made up. It's only for convenient purposes that we have our letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But on the organ, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's 7. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. The commencement of that, the continuation of that C again on the next line makes it 8. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Then C, D, E, F, G. So that is how the arrangement is. Now, for us to have a ledger line created when we need it, that is when the song you want to take will exceed more than 1 octave, and using the system that we have used to create the lines and spaces by that circle we have prepared in the first lesson. That is when if A is on the line, B will be in the space, C will be on the line, D will be in the space, and so on and so forth. Let us, for purpose of example, create 3 lines. Okay, let me quickly write another one because of the space I want to use here. You have the F, A, C, E. You have no all this. I don't need to explain this one again. Now, we are talking of ledger. Let us create 3 ledger, either maybe this 1 ledger line, 2 ledger, second ledger line, and 3rd ledger line. Assuming when we are in the act of transcription, you understand why we need to create ledger line. You may not, I know you have heard me say that when your music exceeds one octave, but you couldn't have understood it except you have been playing before. But by the time we get to the act of transcription, you now know what we mean by this ledger line, because this is an example of a stave. And for us to be able to continue, if your song exceed one stave on top and exceed one stave below, that's what we want to do. Let's create three ledger lines here too. And it becomes easy for you if you follow my circle that I created in the first episode of this music. That if this one is F here, the next thing will be a space. The next thing will be a space, and what will be in the space will be G. That's FG. And G being the end of the music alphabet, then you start again. A, B, C, D, E. That is it. You can do a replay for you to understand it better. I've fixed in both the lines and spaces. So we have, when you look at what I said in the first lesson, I was talking of degrees. And that's when I said that there are either 9 degrees or 11 degrees in the standard stave. So you now agree with me that this place I pointed to in the first lesson is in fact a degree. You have convinced yourself of that one now. And you have now understood that a stave can be 9 degrees or 11 degrees, depending on when you consider the degree on the extreme. Then quickly, to name the ledger line below, this is the ledger line above. Ledger lines above the stave. Then ledger lines below the stave. Okay. Again, you have to look at, you see, I drew a circle the other time, which in the first lesson, something like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if by the time we are going clockwise, when we are moving from bottom to top, we are going clockwise, just like the clock moves. That's what I mean by clockwise. When we want to name the ledger line below, we are coming counterclockwise. In which case, it will not be from E to G, from D again. So you have to come down. Now that this one is, this E is a line, then the next thing, the next one, because we are coming counterclockwise, is not this one, is this one now. So the next space here will be D. Then the next line will be C. The next space will be B. The next line will be A. The next space will be F. By the time you produce this circle, you will get it better. But make sure you are coming counterclockwise. And this one will be G, G, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can still read on just like that. As I sign off finally today, let's do the same thing that we do for treble. This is for treble stave. Let's do it for bass stave. So that is, you have a then let's create 2 ledger lines there. Because of our time, 2 ledger lines there. The same principle. The line here is A, then the next space will be B. The next line will be C. The next one will be D, and the next one will be E. Then, coming counterclockwise, this one is G. If this one is G, then the next space will be F. This F. The next line will be okay. No, we are coming counterclockwise. This one will be E. This one will be E. And this one will be D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. But so, by curiosity, this our C here, this our C here is our middle C that we saw here. And you see that all these other follow to some extent what we have in this arrangement. By the time you are revising, you will get that one better. Well, as we are rounding off today, I want you to master all these against the next lesson, because we may not have the whole time to repeat for lengthy hours when we come up for next class. So please, you need this ledger length. Unlike the degree that I said the other time that it doesn't actually for, but this one forms part of what we have to do. You must be mastering it. E is on the, for example, E is on the first line of the treble state. The way I said it the other time. When you look at it, it becomes very easy for you. But you must close your book and write it down and be recalling it. You must be recalling it. So that is what we have to do today. So what the system we want to do, we want to be applying is that we must always read our book, do our exercise. But when we need to ask questions, please follow our email that will be produced shortly now. Our email will be there. Our telephone number is there. I can add one telephone number to what we have there. 080-3380-1299. You can equally get me on that one, and that is my WhatsApp number. If a question you want to answer needs some written explanation, I will endeavor to do that one using the WhatsApp or whatever that you want to. Finally, this treble stave, this treble clef is equally known as a G clef, and the bass clef is also known as a F clef. Why are they named like that? Because this stave takes their origin from the letters mentioned. This is a treble clef, and we say it's either a treble clef or a G clef. That is, this side starts on line G. That's why it is G clef. So if I want to be funny, okay, let me have your go to your G clef and give me so. If I want to be funny, well, the same thing I say, go to your treble clef, tell me this one. So there are alternative names. Either you call it treble or G clef. Then the other one is bass or F clef, because your bass clef takes its source from line F. Don't forget to put these two dots there. It's part of the side. Like when you draw the map of Africa without Madagascar or whatever we are taught in geography, it doesn't make a proper diagram. So when you have something like look at the stick of the talking drum, you put this one. But let me tell you that in some ancient books, you will not have it like this. You will not have the bass clef like this. In the ancient music book, for example, you can have it like this. You can have it like this. But this dot is that too. But don't worry, whether you have it like this or you have it like this, all that matters is that it takes its source from line F. Father, we bless your name for the knowledge of today. Be thou glorified in Jesus' mighty name. We commit our audience unto you. Give them resenting memory in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you, eternal rock of ages, for in Jesus' mighty name we are prayed. Amen.